Hello, welcome to Vive Crypto. Today we're doing our 8th episode. I'm here with Steve and we got prepared 5 topics for you today, so we're just gonna start. Our first topic is Bitmain losing its edge, question mark.
Seems like Bitmain already lost its edge. We talked about this earlier and we were already pretty negative on it. Found out more news, more negative news comes out. Not only does Bitmain hold a bunch of Bitcoin Cash at a giant loss, Litecoin, and some Dash, which makes me not like Dash as much. But it controls 85% of the hardware in crypto mining. On top of that, 51% of the hash rate for every Bitcoin going out there. So they are over-centralizing things. On top, their chips, I found out, are actually being made by Taiwan Semiconductor, which is a company on the NASDAQ exchange.
Right.
It's been around for a lot of years. So basically, they don't really do anything except for create these big trailers in which they put other people's stuff in. And that's valued at $15 billion.
That's all they do.
Yes, $15 billion worth of that. Now, what do you think about all this?
Yeah, I just learned too that they do 85%. I had no idea.
That's high. That's higher than I would imagine by a lot. Yeah.
But okay, so they have a major holding of Bitcoin Cash, and that's a risk for them because it's
huge
the price. Yeah,
risk.
the price has been going down, so like obviously they're just losing a huge amount of their money.
Mm-hmm.
This has caused some competitors to actually start to catch up with them in terms of technology development, and obviously because they're going down, the competition is just starting to arise, and that's all I got.
Yeah. Okay. Well, our second topic, the SEC came in and rejected 9 ETFs.
Yeah.
A lot of bad news. Any way to positively spin this for you, or a bunch of negative news on your side too?
I mean,
Go ahead.
mostly negative, but yeah, it just got rejected.
Mm-hmm.
They would say because the risk of market manipulation, and fraud.
Which is a very, very interesting conversation coming from the same area and companies that pushed Enron at $60+ billion.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And we mentioned that also in our
Mm-hmm.
other video.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna quote what the SEC says to approve an ETF. It has to be designed to prevent fraudulent and manipulative acts and practices. And in their own view, these ETFs were not. But this is not the first time that this has happened. Last year, the Winklevoss brothers, the owners of the exchange Gemini, had another ETF rejected.
Yeah.
So, yep, this is not the first time this has happened, and probably not the last. We don't know.
Well, ETF getting rejected isn't a big deal. So many, because we had 9, and a lot of the future valuation was, well, 1 gets rejected, we have more come. They just came through and rejected. Now, in good news, they did say they're going to go back and review it, but it seems really weird that they reject it and then instantly say, well, now we're going to review it the next
Yeah,
time.
it was like instantly. It was like, oh, never mind. We're going to.
But regardless, this should be a killer to the market. It really should be. And the fact that we haven't gotten completely blown out of the water kind of makes me wonder if we've hit bottom and kind of the weak hands have kind of left the market, right?
Yeah.
But the reality is, long term, for this market to really take off, we do need an ETF to go to that next level. We need institutional, easy, individual investors getting in. And lastly, there was one piece of nice bullish news I got out of this, which is the commission, in quotes, acknowledges that compared to trading in an unregulated Bitcoin spot market, trading a Bitcoin-based ETF on a national securities exchange might provide some additional protection to investors. So basically they're saying it's better, and that's a really bullish case for them coming in and saying, boy, we'd rather be able to regulate. And that gives people 2 options. That's the one piece of good news in all of this, at least for me.
All right.
Now going forward, our third topic, Bank of America is developing and continues to work on their own blockchain. So what did you think of all that?
Yeah, what they're trying to do is develop a secure crypto storage system. They're targeting more than anything to institutional investors, and they want to create a source for securing private keys for Bitcoin. I think this is actually good in a way. I obviously don't like just the bank trying to get involved in crypto because I don't think, that this is the angle we're looking for. But I think actually that the bank is trying to get into crypto means that they think that it's going to be something that is just going to be huge. Yeah, it's going to be a more normal form of payment. So I think that means that they really think it's going to be...
Yeah, that's bullish on their behalf.
Yeah, something long-term for us. So I think that's a part that's good for us. But, I don't like that they're just trying to get a piece of it because I think it's the complete opposite of what...
Yeah, absolutely. And so my reading on Bank of America, they had an old article in which they said, we proudly have 50 patents in blockchain development.
50.
And in that same article, you can get the CEO quoted as saying, well, we're just trying not to get left behind.
Trying to catch up.
So you patent something called blockchain encryption tag, which allows you to encrypt a tag. Yawn. Bank of America is completely screwed by blockchain long term because tonight when I hit the ATM, I'm going to be paying like a good 10% fee to convert my money, and that's the minimum I can get here. And obviously, if I could transfer on other methods, it would be free to pennies. And the cost of doing business with me in the future is crypto. If you want to do anything with me, it's crypto or I'm not interested. And the more people that turn that way, Bank of America is just kind of screwed, right? And there's really no real future for them. And I kind of have this ironic thought, which is, for all those Jesus fans, 2,000 years ago, he tried to flip the tables and take down the banks. And 2,000 years later, we've finally done it. We did it.
So
we did it. Exactly. All right, our next topic. China crackdown continues.
Yep.
Yeah, more bad news.
What
did you read and find out about this bad news?
Just bad news. China sees crypto as a threat to their traditional financial system.
All monetary systems basically do right now.
Yeah.
That is the situation.
Really
they all see it as a threat. Oh, wait, that's better than what we got.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
They also don't want to get left behind.
Yeah. No one wants to get left behind.
They're looking to block access to over 120 offshore exchanges. And with that, they're trying to
a lot of exchanges.
end the crypto activities in their country. There's they've been banning several apps and financial applications to just prevent people from even talking, not just
not even
crypto.
transferring, just the chatting and whatnot.
Just talking about it. They just
absolutely. They went even further than that. They're starting to try to stop stores, hotels, and office from not hosting get-togethers.
Yeah.
WeChat blocks ICO chats, which are promoting their own companies and chats.
Yeah.
And WeChat, which is PayPal, basically a ripoff of it, is no longer taking Bitcoin. So in our investing group, actually, earlier this week, I kind of pointed out that I was looking into Alibaba's numbers because I wanted to see what type of growth and etc. you're going to be getting out of there. Because a lot of Chinese numbers are fictitious, and bigger companies normally are more transparent and more accurate. So they're the best indicator of reality that you're getting there.
All right.
And especially because they have a lot of business segments. And the end result is Alibaba's numbers were relatively good. But at the end of the day, this is why I hold more Ether than Neo, because China just has this insane government policy risk that other developed nations just don't. And Ethereum's based in Canada, which has free healthcare, a lot of other great things, democracy. And China is very much the opposite way, and you have a lot of risk when dealing with China, and I pointed to that before, so I think this is just a reminder of all that. All right, and our last topic, okay, with all of this bad news and not slumping so hard, is it possible now that we've turned a corner in crypto?
Turn a corner.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, after all that we just mentioned, you see that there's obviously a lot of bad news.
Yes.
There are still people like us who are still too huddle.
Yeah.
Just people who really believe in the technology, the
Yeah.
greater good that crypto is gonna bring to, the communities in the countries, the world.
Yeah.
All of that. So I think, I think after all the bad news, if there's still people in it,
Still talking positively.
still
there's
believing in it,
Yeah.
there's a possibility that we are really gonna turn things around.
Yeah. I'm not so much like we've turned this corner, especially because Bitcoin dominance is still so incredibly strong right now. I think we might have found a base where, like, at $190 billion market cap, even as we got piled with bad news, there were still buyers. So maybe that's about our base right here. And more than anything, the fact that we were able to stay strong during this period and not really lose kind of bodes really well for us for when we get that next pipeline of good news, because we have had pipelines of good news, and I think finally people might be listening to it. Speaking of some potential good news, for those of you guys who haven't, remember that Mt. Gox is letting people like myself who gotten screwed by them to claim their money, which I did tonight. You weren't eligible. They had stopped the claim process. It was only for a small period and small window, and they reopened it up to October 22nd, I believe. And regardless of not getting my full position, I am excited to be getting some percentage possibly back in the future. Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
so,
better than nothing. Right?
Good stuff. Yes, there's the good news. And remember to sign in and check in with our next week episode, because it won't be all bad news next week.
Yeah.
But yes, eventually we'll get that good news.
This was a really bad news episode, but just
so make sure to keep up with us for that next week of good news. So hit that like, subscribe, and hit us up about that private chat. Have a good one.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.